Have you ever felt like you were living on autopilot? Every morning, you look at your reflection, but this face no longer speaks to you. It's not that you're weak. It's not that you're broken. It's because you let your mind become the playground of doubt, fear, and what others think of you. But there's a truth you need to hear. Your mind is your kingdom. And as long as you don't claim it, someone else will rule it for you. If you want to take back control, find your inner power and forge an unshakable mentality. Subscribe now. And above all, tell me in comments, what negative thought will you banish from today? Real change starts here. 1. The power of the invisible. Close your eyes for a moment. Forget the noise, the outside world. Forget what you have to do next. And listen. Not me. You. Not your shallow voice, not the one that interrupts you whenever you try to concentrate. Listen to the other, the one who observes in silence, the one who knows. Because deep down, you already know. It's not your physical strength that will change your life. It's not your schedule, nor your diet. It's not your CV, nor your network, nor even your luck. What decides, what guides each action, this is what you believe to be true, in your head, your inner world. It is there, in the invisible space between two thoughts, that your whole life is at stake. You were never taught to look there. We taught you to perform, to run, to want more, forthcoming, but not to sit down with yourself and examine the origin of your thoughts. And yet, every thought you let pass, every opinion you accept without questioning it, is a seed. You don't see them sprouting, you don't hear them pushing, but they work in silence. They weave your perception, they draw your truth. And one day, you wake up, trapped in a mental forest that you never really chose. Do you want to change your life? Start by pulling out the bad seeds. Ask yourself, this voice in my head, is it really me? Or is it my father's fear, my mother's shame, the criticism of a former teacher, the mockery of a classmate, the standards of a world that doesn't even know me? When did you validate these thoughts as yours? You may believe that you are anxious, incapable, indecisive, clumsy, too old, not enough of this or that. But who gave you this label? And why did you accept it? Because here's the brutal truth. What you repeat becomes real, not because it's true, but because you let it live in your head long enough for it to take root. You are not free until you have cleaned your own mental territory. And you can't build something big on ground you haven't even inspected. Every day you are confronted with thousands of thoughts. They creep in while you're doing the dishes, while you're checking your phone, while you're avoiding silence. Some are neutral, others corrosive, and some powerful ones. But if you don't filter, you drink everything. And what you drink, you become. So here is your first mission. Set yourself up as the guardian of your own mind. What comes in must be questioned. What remains must be chosen. And everything that weakens you must be expelled. Not tomorrow. Not when you have time. Now. Because every second you let a foreign thought take root, it's another inch you give into your own territory. And a man who is no longer sovereign in his head will never be sovereign in his life. 2. Choose your direction, or the world will choose for you enough. Enough reacting. Enough of suffering. Enough of chasing things that aren't even aligned with what you really want. You are not here to respond to life. You are here to lead it. You think you make decisions. But the truth is that you react. You react to a look, to a comment, in a mood, to failure, to a fear. And each reaction that you let pass without conscience, it is a piece of your direction that you abandon. But let me tell you a secret that few accept. The adults don't react. They are moving forward.
They don't wonder what the day has in store for them. They set the pace. They don't wait until they want. They decide, then they act. Because the world is a machine to distract you. He will test you. He will set traps for you disguised as opportunities. He will scream louder than your little inner voice. And if you don't have one clear direction like a laser, you will get lost. Not because you're weak, but because you didn't choose anything. Do you want to know why you're unstable? Why do you start strong and stop at the slightest obstacle? It's not that you lack willpower. It's because you lack clarity. Motivation is the emotion of the beginner. Consistency is the master's weapon. And consistency doesn't come from feel good. It arises from the fact that you know exactly who you are becoming. Look around you. The noise, the pressure, the trends, the opinions. Everything is designed to make you react, to take away your direction.
But it's yours, and to you alone, to decide if you live a life on command or a life by choice. So ask yourself this simple but brutal question. Who am I becoming when I let every emotion dictate my choices? Because you can't build something solid on shifting foundations. You can't lead a ship if you change course with every wave. You must do what very few dare to do today. Decide. Decide that your life will no longer be a game of automatic reactions. Decide that your emotions are no longer masters, but messengers. Decide that every day you are not going to see how things go, but impose your plan. Act as if you are already the person you want to become. Not tomorrow. Not when circumstances are better. Now. Because by waiting for the right moment, you risk spending your life waiting for it. Do you want to become a man or woman in management? Start by training yourself to ignore things that have nothing to do with your goal. How you feel doesn't have to become what you do. What others say doesn't have to become your truth. You don't have to answer everything. You have to move forward. The world doesn't need someone who can adapt to every situation. The world needs someone who knows surpass yourself despite the situation. And this person is who you decide to become today. 3. Your commitment is your law standing. Not physically, mentally. Stand up straight in your head. Stand up to face yourself. And listen to what your life expects of you. Enough excuses. Enough sighing. Enough of one day maybe. Every morning you wake up with a choice. Give orders or seek reasons. You can flatter your ego with phrases that sound good, or you can speak with authority to your conscience and draw the line. Today, I don't listen to myself. I order myself. Because it needs to be said once and for all. You are not your feelings. You are not your mood. You are your discipline. You are what you do, despite the fatigue, despite the fear, despite the voice in your head telling you, not now. So today, change your vocabulary. Stop saying, I'll try. Say, I will. I'm going to see becomes, I'm going to impose. I hope becomes, I choose. Because the words you use become the walls of your inner house. And if your walls are made of hesitation, don't be surprised if the first gust of wind knocks you down. Do you want a solid life? Start with solid language. Do you want to become unshakable? Talk to yourself like a leader, not a victim. Every day you should have an appointment with yourself, not to comfort you, but for repeat your commitment, not like a Pinterest quote, not as a temporary inspiration, but like a mission order. Say it out loud, right, cold, clear. I know what I want. I know who I am becoming. And I don't let any contrary thoughts inhabit me. I don't wait for the right mood. I create the right direction. I'm not here to adjust. I'm here to affirm. It's not a game. It's not single-use motivation. It's a ritual, conditioning, a transformation. Repeat your commitment until your inner voice aligns, until your excuses stop, until your doubt submits. And if one day you wake up in the dark, in doubt, in the shadows, then repeat, again and again, until your mind obeys. Because every time you say, I'm trying, you leave a door open to giving up. Every time you say, I hope, you give the outside world the power to decide for you. And this power belongs only to you. So say it, one last time, for today. I'm not justifying myself. I order myself. I don't react. I choose. I don't promise. I execute. 4. Discipline builds what motivation abandons. Imagine two men. They wake up the same morning, under the same sky, with the same dreams in mind. The first waits. He looks at his phone. He scrolls, he inspires, he searches the sentence, the video, the feeling, something that pushes him to move. He calls it motivation. And sometimes she comes. He feels ready, he acts. But the next day, she doesn't come back. And that day, he remains still. The second man gets up. He doesn't ask himself if he wants it. He doesn't consult his emotions. He does not negotiate with rain, doubt, silence, or boredom. He acts, point. Not because he is better, but because he built a structure, a ritual, a discipline. You see, motivation is a spark. It can warm you up for a second, or blind you. But she dies quickly. Discipline is a fire that we feed, every day, without permission. The greatest, the builders, the geniuses, the leaders, never waited until they were ready. They got up anyway. They doubted as they walked. They trembled as they moved forward. And if they had to fall, they fell forward. Do you think it was their talent that got them there? It's their clarity. They knew exactly why they were doing what they were doing. And this why was non-negotiable. Not a mood, not a fad, a decision. So now it's your turn. What is your goal? Not in 10 years, not one day. The one you must serve today. Find it, summarize it, condense your ambition in one sentence. Not to publish it, to use it. This sentence is your filter. If a thought doesn't serve it, it goes out. It's your fire. If your energy drops, you reread it. It's your compass. If you're lost, you whisper it. I'm here to build, not to apologize. I was born to guide, not to please. I work for my vision, not their validation. Write it down. Keep it visible. Put it on your mirror, on your home screen, in your pocket. And repeat it until even your subconscious starts walking in its direction. Do you think you need inspiration? You need structure. Do you think you lack willpower? You lack clarity fueled by actions. Every day, your discipline builds a wall, a muscle, a message to your brain. I'm doing what I said I would do. And when others ask you your secret, you won't talk about motivation. You will usually speak. You will talk about mission. You will talk about the only thing that transforms will into reality, to disciplines. 5. You are the architect. Look around you, every wall, every city, every bridge, every empire. Before becoming stone, metal, or fire, was first an idea, a vision, a sketch on a page, a dream in the shadow of a determined spirit. And you are the same. You are not a consequence. You are a construction. The world may have laid bricks around you, injuries, judgments, limits, silences, but you are not what was piled on you. You are what you choose to sculpt from that. You are the architect of your being. You keep the plans. You draw the lines. Every day you choose to elevate or abandon. And if you believed, even for a moment, that your past dictated your future, so let me tell you clearly, your past is just raw material. It can be a ruin or a foundation. You decide. You received land, maybe dry, maybe damaged. But the beauty of an architect is not what he receives. It is what he dares to do with it.
and you will fall. Yes, you will fail, lose, to be misunderstood. You will build floors that will collapse. You're going to lay stones crooked. You're going to doubt the plan. But that's not what defines you. This is what you do afterwards, because there is only one thing that life cannot break: a spirit that decides to get up every time it falls. This is not a motivating sentence. It is a law of existence. The water eats away at the rock. The wind bends the tree. Time erodes the mountain. But nothing can stop a will that begins again. With each failure, you have two choices: to be the man the world has damaged, or become the man you swore to build. You are not finished. You are not frozen. You are not defined. You are under construction, and this site is sacred. So raise your head, pick up your tools, trace ton-axe, and continue the construction. Even if no one is looking, even if everyone doubts, even if you yourself sometimes tremble. Because what you are building today, it's not just a life, it's a legacy, proof, a work, and it will have your signature. 6. The pact, not a wish. Not a pretty sentence to put as a wallpaper. A pact. Say it. Not gently, not shyly. Say it with your stomach. I am master of my mind. Again. But this time, hear yourself. Not just with the ears, with your conscience. I am master of my mind. This is your territory, your land, your kingdom. You no longer let anyone plant doubt, fear, or shame. Every thought that arises there from now on must serve you or leave. I am the author of my destiny. Not an extra, not a supporting role, the author. The one who writes the page of the day, the one who decides the next chapter, even if the ink trembles, even if the light is lacking, even if the ending is still unclear, nothing can stop me. This is not arrogance. It's a decision, not because you're invincible, but because you are unstoppable. Nuance is crucial. You will bleed, you will fall, you will lose, but you will move forward, not in a straight line, sometimes on your knees, sometimes alone, but always on the move. This is your pact, not with the world, not with the others, with yourself. And a pact cannot be recited. It's lived every morning when you get up, every evening before going to sleep, every time you doubt, every time you want to run away, every time the old version of you tries to come back. You come back here, to this sentence. You say it, you feel it, you wear it. I am master of my mind. I am the author of my destiny. Nothing can stop me. You no longer live as a spectator. You walk like someone who knows where he's going. You stand like someone who no longer bends. You speak like someone who has vows never to betray himself again. Because you know it now. This world respects those who respect themselves, and he obeys those who start by commanding themselves. This pact is not symbolic. It is the root of everything you will build.